you ever, you crazy mother.
The East Roast Podcast.
Are you listening?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the podcast. This is the East Roast Podcast. I'm Tony, and this is Steve Rinaldi. You know, he's been helping me out for the past couple of weeks.
How you doing?
How you doing, brother? Hey, man, I'm excited. I know you're excited. We got a big guest today, somebody that a lot of you guys will probably know. Great Philly comic. We got Mr. Lamarr Todd.
Hi, hello.
Lamarr, good
What's
to see
happening?
you, buddy.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Been a while.
Hey, what's happening, Steve? What's going on, Tony? Hey, thanks for having me, man.
So, you know, we really wanted to get right into this because you got something big that you got coming up, and we just wanted to get right onto it. So, what do you got happening?
Oh, man, I'm at Apollo Theater on March 5th, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Finally.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Dude, that's an awesome gig, man.
Yeah, awesome, man. The legendary theater, historical theater, been around for almost 100 years now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, I get to go ahead and touch that stage, man. It's,
legendary stage.
Yeah.
Big moment. Big for Philly comedy, too.
Yeah, man. I'm excited, man.
How'd you go about, like, the whole process of getting...
Oh, man, shout out to a guy named Bob Sumner. He's the producer for the show. He produced, like, Def Jam comedy on HBO back in the day, like Martin Lawrence and stuff like that, Steve Harvey. Yeah, everybody came out through him. And now he's producing, like, all kind of shows on the East Coast now. Wow. So he's doing stuff at there at Apollo, and there's also he's filming a pilot at Grizzly Pear Comedy Club. On McDougal. So, yeah, he's doing that, and he has a show on Laugh Tracks TV, too. So I auditioned for him at another show that he had in Willingboro, New Jersey, and that did good, and didn't hear shit from him.
Yeah,
that's
but
and
then so I'm like up his ass, trying to get a guest spot anywhere he was at, and performed again, and then I guess he noticed me, but just forgot my name. And he's asking around. Then a friend told me, yo, this guy is asking around for you. And found out. And then he gave me a phone call. And, put me on the show.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Nice,
That's
man.
huge.
Nice, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's big, yeah.
How you feeling going into it?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, you know, I watched Apollo a lot as a kid, me and my brother and my family and stuff like that, always. So I'm just excited to do this and see what's next after that. So my main goal is to get on this show called Laugh Tracks that he has. So hopefully that'll lead to that.
Do they like give you an outline, like how much time you're going to do going into something like this?
Yeah.
How long before it? I always wondered, like,
it's 20 to 25
okay.
is what I'm scheduled to do, and which is cool because that's just like the meat of my set right there.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I can do about 10 to 15 more than that, but. Yeah, that's just what I want to do.
You going to bring some family and friends with you?
Yeah, I'm going to bring some friends with me. I'm not going to bring mom to this one. I'll bring mom to the clean shit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get loose that night. I'm going to get crazy, yeah. But, I'm bringing a bus. I'm going to do a bus trip. I'm going to bring, like, a
what day of the week is
people. It's on a Thursday night. Yeah.
Sign me up, buddy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, I want some comedians on the bus.
I'm not even
telling jokes on the way up. Yeah,
I don't think I got anything going on that night. That's huge.
Really, yeah. That's what I'm trying to hook up. Is like a bus or two, depending on if it's a party bus or not. But I want comedians performing on the way up. Stop at a restaurant, get some grub. After the grub, we go to the show and come back home, party some more.
Dude. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think is great about you, man, and I really respect you for this, is, you know, you're a teacher. My wife is a teacher. That's, you know, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
So I know what teachers go through.
Oh.
You know, and sometimes it's a job you don't get a lot of thanks for, but, you know, it's
or a lot of money for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither does comedy. Yeah. I got two of those jobs. So yeah, that's what's up.
That's great.
Is that part of your act, or is that just
man? That's all the hell I talk about.
Is it?
There's them damn kids. Yeah, they give me enough material all day long. It's just so much shit happens at the school.
You did on the queue, dude. That was fun.
Oh, thanks, man. That was real. I asked the class, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And a kid put, when I grow up, I want to be a rapper. But he misspelled rapper by one P. And was showing everybody the shit like he was just proud as hell, just like, yo, I'm gonna be the greatest raper alive, yo.
Be the greatest
raper. I was like, oh man. Yeah, man, it was crazy, man.
And then you said on Fox,
yeah,
he was wearing the Bill Cosby shirt.
Oh yeah, I added that on. Yeah. So he had on the Cosby sweater. He was like, oh, man, what the hell? Yeah. I can't stop kids from wearing Cosby sweaters.
Well, listen, man. I love your hustle, man. I know
Yeah.
how you were telling us earlier how you got on the queue, man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you
Oh,
did
yeah.
what a lot of people you did what a lot of people are afraid to do, and that's just go up to somebody and ask them if you can do something.
Hell
Right? So
yeah.
tell us how
Hell
it
yeah.
happened.
Oh yeah, man. So I was booked to headline at Punchline Comedy Club, right? But not on the weekend, like with the big headliners. Just a little, weekly thing going on. But it was big to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I get the headline at Punchline. So I'm like, all the headliners when they're on Punchline, they go to WMMR. They're on TV. They're on
Radio,
all
it's pretty
kind of stuff.
standard to promote.
Yeah, and I wanted the same deal. So I asked all the headliners that I know, like, how did they do that? And they gave me some of the producers' names, and so I started emailing and stuff like that. So got no response from the emails. So I'm just driving in Chester near the soccer stadium, and there's a soccer game, big soccer game, and so many white people out there. Yeah, I'm like, man, so many white people. Where are the blacks? And I saw one black guy. And it was Q. It was Q from the Q show. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm safe. My brother. Hello. Wakanda for life.
Well,
yes.
Youth soccer games, there's not a lot of black people. Now, in soccer, there are a lot of black people. They come from other countries.
Exactly.
In the U.S., I mean, it's pretty much a white sport.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like some mom thing.
You don't have to jump or anything,
not at all. It's a lot of money for the uniforms. But nah. So I saw him. I just pulled up on him really quick. I didn't want to be rude because I know people come up on, you know what I mean, like celebrities and stuff like that. Like, hey, I don't want to do that. I just rolled up. Hey, I'm having a show at Punchline. I sent your guy an email already. Here's my flyer.
Yeah.
Have a good day, man. And it was creepy. He just looked at me like, what the, and like, I just pulled off. Like,
yeah.
Because I was embarrassed, like, by the whole shit.
You get a text or call the next day?
This was on Saturday. That Monday morning, I got an email saying, hey, we have a slot available for this date. And boom. And yeah, just like that.
You never know who you're going to come across.
See how that happens, man? You got to go after
I brought my
it.
mom to the show. That was cool. Yeah. I brought my mom.
Yeah.
And she was all like proud. Oh my gosh, she thought it was her fucking show. She was taking all kind of selfies and everything going live. I was like, Mom, how you know how to go live?
I love when family comes out and they enjoy themselves. How rewarding is that?
Yeah,
as
exactly.
comedians when those moments happen.
And that's what it's about. Because I mean, I don't really give a damn about friends and family coming like to my shows.
Yeah.
But like when something big is going on or something
Right.
that, I kind of want them there. You know what I mean? Like I want the people I care about around.
That's only the beginning too.
Yeah.
It's only the beginning.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
We
Got a lot more coming, bro.
Yeah, hopefully, man.
When I first started out, you pretty regularly. I don't know if you were a fill-in or what, but remember the show on Sundays at Lickety Split?
yeah.
Brutal that
I was a fill-in.
I mentioned it on one of the episodes I did with you, and this was a show for I'd say fairly new acts up and coming in the Philly area,
definitely.
And you would perform on second floor of a bar on South Street. You'd have a microphone in your
like
hand,
a hallway,
and the Sunday night football game was above your head.
yes. You got to compete with that.
And,
So you're just annoying.
yes,
You're just annoying people the whole time.
With six
Like,
people sitting in the audience.
Yeah, but it would toughen you up. These are the rooms that toughen you up, and then you see, here we are. What?
If you could kill in that room, you can kill anywhere.
What I'm saying is, a decade later, he's doing the Apollo. I mean, this is a big moment.
And look, and you rocking out too. You know what I mean? Like you're doing big things, man.
I don't know about all that, but
you are, man.
I'm paying my dues, looking out, and watching people like you, and this is so inspiring. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, man. And, it's not like the word isn't out. I mean, a lot of people are talking about the Philly comedy scene. The Philly comedy scene is like, it's really, really like, I would imagine, I don't know, you remember like in the 90s when the Philly music scene blew up. I feel like that, the Philly comedy scene is like right there on that same kind of trajectory where it's just going to go through the roof again. I mean, the comics are just there's too many great comics out there, and some of them are starting to make it. And when those comics make it, they're showcasing, they're bringing other comics around, and people are like, who the hell is this guy? hey man, he's been in Philly entertaining people for years. You know,
Man, every
it's a
time
great
I see
scene.
every time I see somebody from Philly go to L.A. or New York,
Any
I mean,
town.
they
and make
kill
an
it,
impression.
and they kill it, and they put a stamp in.
Yeah.
And, every time, and they succeed farther and faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be biased here, and also Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
I got to give it up to Chicago
Yeah.
too. They go hard, but really, man, Philly.
When
It's like some of the best,
when I
man.
lived out in Chicago, that's one of the things I used to say. I don't know if I brought it up to you, but the scene is so like the Philadelphia comedy scene in the sense that there's places to build a backbone and get a great set and learn the ins and outs and pay your dues.
Yeah.
And if clubs aren't messing with you at the moment, you create these shows and bars and pubs and halls and these are all things that we have in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And the scene's just growing.
Yeah.
And people are breaking out and doing amazing things. And again, this is going to be huge, man. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
Word, man. Yeah, man.
You
Just
have
trying to
any
build.
shows?
Now, real quick again, March 5th, right? March 5th at the Apollo. And, I think it's probably the first of many times you're going to have these kind of dates to talk about, man.
Hey, man, definitely. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I'm gearing up for this year, man. It's just more shows, a few more festivals and things like that for this year, and just trying to quit my job.
Yeah.
Even though
That's the goal.
I love what I do, though. It's dope what I do now because I'm teaching stand-up
the
comedy.
goal.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's dope. And I'm also teaching at Philly Improv Theater now. I'm teaching
awesome.
stand-up comedy there. Me and Leticia are. And man, it's just great. It's because I'm teaching kids how to do it now, and those kids are getting funny. And my goal is to start having kids showcases also.
Oh,
And start
man, that'd
putting
be
those
awesome.
and putting them out there, having
God.
kids shows where parents and a whole family can come out to a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just just drunk old guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the whole family can come out and enjoy.
Or
the show.
bachelorette parties.
Yeah,
You ever have
exactly.
that?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! I love bachelorette parties.
Oh,
They're the worst.
They
You did
were,
bachelorette parties?
No, well, sometimes they sit right there.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like-
yeah.
they were
They
like
go to a comedy
dick
show, yeah.
antennas, dick straws, dick pops. Everything is dicks.
You got the
just-
microphone
yeah.
in your hand. You want to
Yeah.
borrow?
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Have your way.
It is amazing, when you see like what they'll put on themselves that night. You know what I mean? They'll look like just completely ridiculous sometimes. It's like,
I love it.
there's dicks all over them. Hey, listen, I wanted to mention Chris's wife, Erica. We tracked down Erica, and we talked to her the other day.
Oh, nice.
So we do know how to get the T-shirts. So
You
the
remember
official
those shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Philly
yeah.
artists
Yeah.
on them?
Yeah.
Oh, they were dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need one, man. I
Yeah.
need one. Yeah. How much are they?
25, I think they are 25.
Oh, yeah?
All the proceeds are going to go to the family, and more importantly, Baby Blue, who is due in February, really soon. So, but I'm gonna, it's going to be scrolling down the bottom here, but it's.
I'm gonna get an extra large, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Good.
So you can get them at L by L. That's ELLEBYEL.com. Go there and just put in official Chris Cotton T-shirt. And they're going to be available, I think, forever, man, because I'll tell you something. I've already seen some of them around the city and stuff like that. I mean, they're great shirts.
Yeah.
And everybody remembers. I mean, you guys remember Chris had those shirts, you know what I mean? It was like all the icons, and stuff like that.
I took a picture
and
with
now
him
Chris
with
is on
one
the
of those
bottom.
on, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Wore them
And now, Chris is on the bottom in red, man, and he belongs there. I mean, everybody
Definitely.
knows he belongs there. So I want to make sure that we, that we got that in there, man. And,
Oh, and there's a couple more shows coming up. I know you can't
Oh, yeah,
read it
go ahead.
because you're
Yeah.
you don't got your glasses on.
Yeah.
But we have January 16th, Philly Comedy Club. That's Chris's birthday, Chris Cotton's birthday show.
That's gonna be dope.
It's going to be 8:30 p.m. Again, Philly Comedy Club, January 16th, 8:30 p.m. And also the show at the Punchline. You heard about that.
Oh, that's gonna be the
Two
one
Rays
right there.
hosting.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got a
that's
lot
gonna
of
be
heavy
crazy.
hitters there. It's
Yeah.
8 o'clock. It's the Comedy Central tribute.
Yeah.
Richie Redding's in town. Foley,
Man.
Kevin Ryan.
Dave Temple,
Derek
and
Gaines.
Garrett Gaines.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
stacked
man.
up. That
Man.
show's
That's
stacked
gonna
up.
be
That's
crazy.
January 26th, the Punchline.
Anthony Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. That's
Reggie
gonna be wild.
Conquest will be there, so I'll definitely be hanging out that night, showing some love for Chris.
Yeah, I'll be in the back just getting drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you go to the show at the City Winery, or were you working?
Man, it's crazy, man. Nah, I was actually in a writing session, and we really got really stoned. And so after that, I fell asleep, and I woke up at 11:30 and went to the Comedy Joint.
And I seen you there.
Yeah.
The Comedy Joint is a it's a showcase open mic, right?
Yeah.
Showcase open mic ran by Keith from up the block, who runs the Philadelphia Comedy College with Ture Gordon.
Yeah.
And they do a Monday night show. It's a showcase in the beginning and then an open mic afterwards. In my opinion, it's one of the best showcase workout rooms in the city.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And for the audience that don't know what a workout room is for a comic, that's where we go in. We go over new content, get some stuff rolling off the tongue, maybe do some stuff that we have used in the past. Just get your reps in. It's our gym. It's like
Right.
one of our gyms. It's known around the city.
Right.
It's Comedy Joint on Monday nights. I don't remember the address.
The name of the place is St. Lazarus on Girard in Philly. But nah, man, it's a dope room. Small little spot, small room.
Great.
But it's intimate. You know what I mean? Like you can go ahead and just be yourself.
Yeah.
You can go in there and bomb. You can not be funny because you're trying
room for the comics.
Yeah, you're trying out new material, and you can take a risk on it, and you'll get an honest feel if the joke works or not. And that's in a lot of good open mic rooms in Philly, man.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
I got to reach out to Keith, man. We should try to get him on the show at the Comedy Joint one night.
Oh,
that'd
yeah.
be dope. That'd be dope.
He would-
Yeah.
I think I could talk him into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's one of the best rooms in
Keith,
Philadelphia.
Really?
Keith is the man.
Keith's
the
a
man.
great
Yeah.
guy. Keith
Yeah.
from up the block.
Keith from I've heard a lot of them.
Hilarious.
He's going to be on Apollo in April.
Really?
dope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Anybody else? Jesus. Look at you.
I mean,
just
look at
saying
this. I know these Philly guys, man.
Chanel was on there. I'm just trying to think who else. There's a few other people,
Wow.
but Richie Redden. Well, he's not really Philly, kind of. Jersey
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
What got you into comedy? I mean, were you always just kind of that funny kid, or is it
I
something-
always been funny, always been like the life of the party. I was in acting in People's Light Theater and Company. Shout out to People's Light Theater and Company in Malvern. But yeah, I did that as a kid in high school, and then I stopped and then got into other just dumb shit.
Yeah.
And then I got into music and stuff like that. Like I always kind of been in the arts and stuff like that, but the music I didn't know how to network. I was just like in the basement making beats and stuff like that and getting high. And I had a seizure.
Really?
I had
wow.
a seizure. It's crazy in like 2007, and then my kid's mom got pregnant for the first time, and so I had a daughter on the way, and like all this shit happened in 1 year. And I just felt like I had to do something different in my life. So I was ready to take a risk. And then I was just like chilling with one of my friends, and he was like, "Hey, man, you need to do that comedy shit." Because I would already been taking like my girl out to dates to like the Laugh House and the Helium, just trying to do something different.
Yeah.
And while I'm there, I'm like, man, I'm kind of funnier than some of these guys. In my head, I'm saying this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I can do this shit right here. And just got out there and did an open mic. And tried it. Well, ran into a guy first at a show. I was like, "Hey, how do you get in this?" He's like, "Go do it." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Just go do it."
Yeah.
So did an open mic at Helium. Went okay. Told a poop joke. And that was the funniest thing I said. Everything else was just horrible. I got drunk before I performed. Thought that would be funnier. And I sucked.
Yeah.
I really
You know, I don't know, man. I like a good poop joke. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I like a good fart joke too. You know? It's like, but you got to have more material than that.
Oh,
right?
that's all I had. That's all I had was, "Hey, you ever poop
Yeah.
yourself or like yourself? Hey, poop run down your leg, squish." Nah, yeah, there wasn't. I ain't getting with that. But
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's all I got.
but the thing is, I'm from Chester, Pennsylvania.
Did you drop the mic when you were done?
Yeah, shit. I was drop my fucking. I almost dropped my dog. But since I wasn't from Philly and I'm actually from Chester, Pennsylvania.
Right.
So to me, that's like a big difference. Like I don't know anyone in Philly, so if I come up here and bomb, I'm not funny. Who cares? I can come up here and try again. And
Yeah, man.
No one from my hometown knows.
Dude, there's a
So,
freedom. There really
yeah.
is a freedom in that, right? You know, you don't have that pressure on you. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
so
it's good.
I just tried over and over again, and once I got kind of good or got some laughs, then I brought it back home. Like, hey, I do stand up. And once I did that, it's like, fuck these people anyway. Really, it's all about the strangers, and that's what me and you were saying earlier. It's not about your friends or your family or the people that know you and stuff like that, or your hometown.
Right.
You want people that don't know you from a can of paint to be able to laugh at you.
No doubt.
And that's what Chris taught me.
You're doing this for the audience, you know. You're doing this for the fans, you know. You're doing it, you know. You're not doing it for anybody else, you know what I mean? And if you are doing it for anybody else, I think you're doing it wrong. To be honest with you,
hell yeah, exactly. And that's what it's about, man. That's shit, man. That's how I try to live anyway, man. It's like live for other people, man. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? And if I'm in the room and that shit is dead or everybody all depressed, like, I want to liven this shit up. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do something goofy.
He closed out a show.
I mean? Like,
we did a show together about a week and a half ago in Media, PA, on top of a restaurant.
Oh, that was good shit.
Another Philly comic put it together. Tommy Highland. Shout out to Tommy.
Yeah.
Another hilarious comic.
Tommy's a man.
And he closed it out. And Lamarr got up there and he did this joke where he's like, he goes, let me see those hands. Let me see those hands. Let me see them. And it's all white. And then he goes, you know what? Let me sing another song that you all recognize that'll get you hyped up. And he grabs the mic and goes, Sweet Caroline.
Bum, 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 right? And I hate that song.
They can't resist it, man. They can't resist it, man. Every time.
It works every time. Yeah, it's like,
Oh, my
funny
God.
opener.
That is funny, man. That does get the white people going.
But that's another thing from Chris, yo. This dude told me that because I was scared to say shit like that around white people. Say, let me see those hands, because I was like, they wouldn't relate. They don't know the song. It's like, why would I do that? And he's just like, yo, if they don't relate or they can't feel it, if it doesn't work everywhere, it won't work anywhere.
Yeah. So you have to find a way to make it work.
I had to find a way to make all my shit work for everyone.
And that's it.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, there's more to the joke sometimes. You know what I mean? And boom, it worked. Yeah. I mean, that actually is a great way to that is a great joke.
So now I don't have to throw the joke away, or throw any of my jokes away. There's always a way to make everybody relate to it now.
Yeah. Right.
And man, that's what he fucking did, and that's my whole vision now moving forward. So now I'm working on I can work in anywhere, man. I don't give a fuck. If it's in the hood, if it's in some bougie corporate show or something like that, or anywhere. Yeah. Like I can do it. Because we're all human, we all laugh at the same shit.
No doubt.
Like,
you know when you can say that and you know that you really mean it. You know, you're definitely, you know, you're at a place where you can, you know, go to Apollo, and I think you're going to kill it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to have that confidence. You know, the confidence on the stage is probably more important sometimes than the jokes.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. Yeah,
you know, it's just, you know, like Steve was talking to me about. You know, it's all in. You know, there's so many layers to a joke. You know, there's the way, you know, how high you say something or how low you say it, or, you know, what your expression is when you say it. You know, the words are just words. It's an act. You have to act the joke out, right? You know, from start to finish. And you really have to.
It just takes a while for a comic to develop.
Yeah,
you know, it
a long
does.
Time.
You know,
long time, man.
Sometimes you know, you say something around your boys, and it kills you. You get up there,
and
you'll give up on a bit. You'll give up on a bit so easily.
Yeah.
But you really can't. You gotta look. That's why it's so important. A lot of comics, they tape their sets.
Yeah,
they'll either hand their phone to somebody to video it, or what I do a lot is I'll record it.
Yes.
Think back. I'll listen to
it's
it
so
the next
important,
day,
man.
see where the beats hit it.
Yeah.
You know, this stuff, you know, it's not easy.
No,
There's
not
a
at
million
all.
reasons for us to
Not
stop.
at all, man. I mean, it takes time. It takes a lot of, writing and performing over and over again, taking a look at it, looking at your mistakes. And when you look at yourself on that tape, it's not easy, is it?
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, to see yourself, whether you did good or, I mean, if you're killing, but if you kind of just did okay, it's hard to fucking watch.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And just like performing in the mirror, that's something else that we do. Sometimes, like, we perform in the mirror, and that's the hardest thing. There's no one else around. You're facing yourself. No laughter, nothing like that. And you have to go off your own confidence. So if that confidence is there, and that comes from purpose behind that. So you have to have some type of purpose and attitude for the joke before you even write it. Like, why the fuck are you on stage? If I'm an audience member and I'm looking at you, who the hell are you, dude? You'd be up there talking. I paid money for a ticket. I'm funny, too. So what do you have to say? So you have to have some type of purpose for your attitude for whatever topic that you're talking about. So why are you on stage? If you're talking about fucking shoes, dude, you better really fucking hate shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And have a whole story
but
behind that.
Believe in what you're saying.
Exactly, yeah. And make
Comedy's
me believe
deep.
that. Yeah, you know what I mean? But you have to know who you are before that even happens.
Yeah.
You have to know, you know what I mean, that where your attitude is about getting drunk or politics or whatever the fuck it is. But you have to know what your mood is, what your attitude is at, and make the audience believe that. And once they see it, it's like, okay, oh, this dude is fucking crazy, and he believes it.
Yeah.
And that's where that confidence is. This dude is confident. He doesn't give a fuck because he must really believe that.
Yeah.
And then that's where we can start laughing. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's it's a wild business, man. I mean, I'm not in it, but I know now I know quite a few people in it, man. It's just it's a wild scene. People don't really understand. I mean, you're kind of explaining it in a really good way of how difficult it is. I mean, it's a really tough job to take on and decide I'm going to be a comic.
You know what I'm curious about, if I can dive in. You have a good amount of experience, more than I do. As you grow, and this is just a personal question, do you feel that you get on stage less as you're moving up, as in a personal opinion?
It can happen. So what's happening is that when you start doing stand up, if you're serious, you're hitting stages up every day.
That's how I feel. In the beginning, I was just every night.
But then after that, you start developing a set, and you get stronger as a comic, and your set gets tight. Once your set is tight, people book you. And once people start booking you, and you start getting paid gigs, but you don't want to fall into that trap. No,
of getting booked and you get
Exactly.
stuck in your act. And I mentioned that in one of the episodes that Chris Cotton made me realize that, bro. You got to keep sticking to the basics.
You got to keep stick to the bit, but you don't want to lose touch of your regular social, spiritual life. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose touch with your fucking family,
you got your children,
your health.
You want those experiences.
You know what I mean? Things that just keep you alive and keep you sane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And keep you right. So it's a balance. So when you do start getting those bookings, that's a blessing, and that's something you fucking work for.
Right.
So now you can kind of take a Tuesday off. Now you can take you know what I mean? Every once in a while, you can take a Monday off. You know what I mean? Spend some time with your family or with your boys or by your damn self and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Because you've done all that hard work. Now I'm to a point now I have to do at least like 3 open mics a week.
Now is it going to build up now, leading up to the performance you're going to have at the Apollo? You think you're going to press the issue a little bit, or just another show?
Another thing that happens is that when you're starting, this is another factor of slowing down in comedy. When you're starting, you're around all these hungry comics just like you because you're just starting and you guys are all rookies. When you start growing, people separate. They quit. They fucking die.
Yeah.
Or they move on and become successful. And so people kind of split up, and you don't have your group. You don't have the people that you know there anymore, and you're kind of on your own. So you don't have those same people pushing you or the same environment around you. So if you don't have it within you by yourself, it's just going to die. So what I've learned, what I've seen is that people that have been in the game like 10 years and stuff like that, or 8 years or whatever, or that don't have younger comedians around them, they start to fall off and they lose connection with the scene. So I make sure I have someone young and hungry around me.
Yeah, man.
Like I keep a couple, my guy Marcus LeVar, Matt Butler. These dudes are always looking for a stage.
Yeah.
They're hungry. They're like, hey, Ty, where you going at the night? What's popping tonight? What's going on? Where we at?
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck. They'll drive.
And,
They'll go.
I don't know.
That,
I never really had a comedy clique or circle. It's pretty common in the scene and in comedy. Yeah. Did you? I don't remember.
I never had one. Nah, I don't do that.
Whenever me and you crossed paths, it was just, what are you up to? I'm with the kids, this and that.
Word.
Me and you would always bump into each other, whether if it was Worm Daddies. There's Ray Gordon has a show every Wednesday at Worm Daddies. I would always see you there.
Word. Yeah, but, definitely. I'll see you in Helium. You know what I mean?
I never rolled with a crew. I would text everybody. Yo,
this is not the thing to have a crew with.
Right.
This is an individual game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like me and you, we cool. But at the end of the day, we're trying to do something for ourselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? And once I get on, Steve, come on.
Right,
but I got to get on first. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're all fighting for our own self. It's not like a football team. It's not a fucking basketball team. It's not a band. You know what I mean?
It just is what it is.
Yeah. And so when I see cliques together, it is cool sometimes, there goes, but Philly comedy scene, come on, man. It's enough out here. I want to be cool with everybody.
Yeah,
I want to be
that's how
friends
I
with
always
everybody.
felt. That's how I
I
always
have
felt.
no enemies in Philly. I have nobody that I'm like, oh, I don't fuck with him or producers or anybody, because
I never had.
You know,
animosity
you
either,
know when you do something and you're more on your own, and you realize it's your own craft. I mean, you have to do it on your own. It's easy. It's easy to get in your head when you're around a group. You know what I mean? You start to feel like, am I as good as them, or do they respect me, or whatever like that. Really, I think what you're saying is probably the best way to be. Is just you're in the scene, but you don't want to be in a group. When you're in a group, you're part of a group already.
Yeah.
But you can really get inside your head and start really. You're doing your own thing, man. You're doing your own act. I mean, you're on stage by yourself.
And you can start sounding like your comic, because I've seen cliques that kind of sound alike. You know what I mean? Like they're all kind of sound like after a while. When I first started comedy, I wanted to be in a clique.
Did you really?
I saw a clique. So I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be in a clique.
The only time I would feel that is a lot of times there may be people booking a quality show or running a quality show, and I noticed the people that might have been getting consistent time or work or reps might have been in a good relationship.
Yeah.
That was never my motive behind building a relationship with a comic. Yeah. It was just always, I don't know if that's.
I just wanted to be a part of something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just wanted to be a part of the community.
But then I'm so glad I didn't join a clique or sign to a manager or anything dumb like that. Like,
so you don't think you'll ever sign with a manager or anything?
Not
You want
until,
to work independent?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that a manager can really do for me. Not unless you're working as much as me and you're in all these clubs, you know all these promoters, you know all these managers. If you don't know these people, what the fuck do I need you for?
Yeah.
If you don't know my material and all these other comedians' material, like I do, what the hell can you help me with?
That's
You know what I
interesting.
mean?
Look.
How can you help me with my set or help me or tell me where to go or where I should be? The only thing I can use is a booking agent.
Yeah.
But as far as a manager, like, those dudes just take money for no
Now, you
reason.
think you'll ever dive?
Now, at this level. Now, if I become, a little bit bigger, definitely I'll need
Do you want to be a national headliner? Is that the goal?
It's partly a goal, yeah. I just want to become a full-time working comic and also produce some of these kids and stuff like that and produce some more shows. But I don't want to be, like, famous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Kevin Hart or anything like that, because that's scary. But I just want to.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Dude, you hit it right on the head. He's like, I just don't want to work my day job.
Yeah.
No more. In my eyes, that would be like
That's the dream. Yeah.
I don't. It might not happen the way that you have visioned, but if it worked out, like I've heard of comics that the way they became professional comedians is they might have built a relationship where they could open up their own comedy venue or open up their own club.
Oh, yeah.
And now off of the relationships they're managing to build over the years and the people they're booking, they're able to leave their club at times and tour the country, and they're earning an income off of their own club and their own venue and their own business. It's just you don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah,
You really
all kinds of
don't.
different ways. And I mean, like that's with the kids too. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to focus more on that too, and just kind of working them in there. You know, that's a big thing for me.
Keep them busy, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Because man, it's crazy. It's like teaching that full time. So I never thought I'd be doing that. You know what I mean? Like as long as I just make sure if I'm going to work a 9 to 5, it has to have something to do with comedy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to work another job and bitch about it ever again in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how did the comedy? With you teaching the comedy, was it already something that was available in the school, or did you start that?
Hell no, man. I had to start this shit from the bottom, man. From the bottom. There was other classes. You got science, history, even dance and theater and music. They got fucking templates and curriculum already made up. You can go Google music curriculum and it'll come right up. There's none for comedy. None for stand-up. You got one book by Judy Carter. You got the Comedy Bible.
Yeah.
And that's
which is known.
Which is known. And that's awesome. But there's no classes there's no whole curriculum for a real charter school where kids go day to day every other day I have them in my class. and that's for the whole school year I have to plan for.
Right.
So I'm breaking down comedy I'm learning how to teach comedy and learning how to teach at the same time also. But it's awesome, man. It's so cool, man. These kids are fired up. They got a lot of different material other than what adults are learning. I started them out like I had them just performing just material that's already out there from professional comedians.
Yeah.
I had them mimic that, write it down, had to break down their own jokes, break down Ellen's jokes, break down Kevin Hart's jokes, break down some Richard Pryor jokes, show what the premise is, show what the attitude is, mix it out, act it out, write it down. Okay, now perform it. They performed in front of the school. Parents loved it. The kids loved it. And this was before it was a class. And then they were like, hey, man, we want to try this full time. I'm like, fuck, y'all crazy as shit. Y'all want to do
wild,
that?
man.
No, like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And so we're doing. So I'm going to do that for like another year. You know what I mean? I want to really put my stamp on it.
Yeah.
And then I want to start selling that shit to other schools.
You know, it's funny that you're a comic, and I mean you're confident in your comedy, but you just said that you had to teach yourself how to teach it.
Yeah.
You would, and that's probably great for you too.
Yeah.
For your career to say to yourself like, wow, you know what? There is a part of comedy that it's you maybe learning how to teach it is maybe the most important thing about comedy.
Yeah.
That's got to be super difficult to try to figure out. Like, why am I funny? Why do I know how?
I'm still learning every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very humbling.
Every day we perform, we learning some shit. We make another mistake. You know what I mean? That we can learn from, or we fail some type of way that the audience might not peep it, but we know that, okay, this is man, I need to improve on that, or I need to get tighter on that, or, oh, man, I need to add on that, or I need to slow down on this and that.
Yeah.
And with my students, I'm seeing plenty of mistakes every day. Got this one kid in the class, man, he's just he a bully, right? And he think it's funny to just bully the other kids in the class. Like that's his act. Like
that's his act.
Yeah, like he gets on stage and like, yo,
He's roasting people.
yeah, remember the time I fucked you up? Remember the time? Like fucking Ben is like 14. You know what I mean? He's like, remember the time?
You can't push that.
Yo, shit.
I'm gonna book you. You better not booking this kid. You'd be a great host for my show on June 22nd. You imagine that? Give it up for your host.
Yo, he's like, yo, remember the time I took your fucking Twinkie? Like, I'm like, damn, dog, that's enough. And the kids, they like laughing and scared as shit. Like, yeah, that's funny. Crazy. I mean, yeah, they don't understand what traditional kids don't know what the hell stand up is.
Yeah.
They know Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, and that's it.
And that's it.
Like they don't know
sometimes adults don't know what stand-up is.
It's
They
crazy.
just think comedy. Oh,
Yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
to try that.
Word.
It's
Exactly,
like, man, so much goes into this.
Yeah,
So much.
Yeah.
You got to get on stage. You got to write every day. You got to critique what you're doing.
Yeah.
You got to build relationships.
Right.
You got to find a way to earn
Man,
while
these-
you're coming up.
My students say, yo, Mr. Tyler, just let me get the mic. I'm funny. I can do it right off the top of the dome. I can do it right off the top of the dome. Give me the mic. I'm like, okay, here's the mic. Yeah. What's funny is, Mr. Todd. Yeah. So I'm done. Like, no, keep going.
Yeah. Where's your joke?
Keep going. No, I don't want to say no more. Oh, he killed him. It's everybody. I thought it was easy. Before I started doing stand up, man, I used to heckle people at the Laugh House. I used to go on dates, or me and my boy would go, and I would sit right in the front row and put my foot up on the stage and shit with my drink, and until the host noticed it. And yo, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what the fuck I want to do?
Yeah.
It's like,
I hated pricks like you 4 years in, but now I would love for you to sit up front. I love that shit now. I don't even have to do my act. It's
really. But I mean,
that's great.
But yeah, so I know when I see dudes like that, they want to be comedians, kind of deep down.
I think
inside.
I told you the first time
yeah.
I seen you was
Yeah.
at the Laugh House.
Oh yeah. Oh word.
Yeah,
So,
when I was dating a girl at the time, and I didn't know how to get into comedy.
Yeah.
And Toure had a show, and he was one of the first comics that he brought up.
Nice.
And I came up to you after the show. I told you how funny you were, and then here we are, a couple years later. Yeah. He's running a show. He's booking me. He's helping me out. He's providing me with advice. Now we're all sitting together.
Yeah,
and
man.
he's doing
Hell
the
yeah,
Apollo.
man. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man, shit is crazy.
Love
man.
this. Love the comedy journey and hearing other people's journeys. It's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's only a few though that last this long though. You know what I mean? That really sticks with it and really.
Bro, this is
Increase
only
on
the
their-
beginning,
on their
dude.
material.
This
Yeah,
is only
yeah.
the beginning for you, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, man.
You know,
Yeah.
we said this before. I mean, you know, people don't stick, you know, and stick with something that's hard. You know what I mean? They try things that are hard, but they don't stick with it. A lot of times people, you know, they don't realize 10 years is nothing in the comedy game. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's the beginning in some ways. You know what I mean? It's like you got to really put your time in. I mean, and then you got to get to that point. You can't ever give up. And then when you get into that after everybody says 10 years. Would you agree with that? Like Chris even said, 10 years is right about that sweet spot where you
I think it's
say,
different for
now-
everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's,
Yeah, it probably is,
different
yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've seen dudes in fucking 3 years make it.
Yeah.
I've seen dudes in 5 years. I've seen dudes in 15 years it took. You know what I mean?
But you know what?
I
But
heard-
making it though and staying there are two different things, right? You know, because like, I mean, you could make it on a great set, right? Anybody
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
But I mean, do you have anything else? It's like,
And plus, it
You know,
depends
not
on their life choices too, and what they're going to do, and what risk they're going to take.
Yeah.
And if they do stuff at the right time, you know what I mean? Like some people put their stuff out there too early.
Yeah.
And they're not really ready, and a lot of bookers and stuff see them and say that they're not funny, and they'll dismiss that for the rest of their career.
Oh, man.
They'll say, "Yo, it's some people right now still think I'm not funny." You know what I mean? Like, yo, they sent me like 8 years ago, like, yo, that dude he was okay, but. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like
they don't look
us as
back.
comedians, we
Yeah.
know that people improve and they change.
Yeah.
But for a normal person, once you see somebody and they're not funny 8 years ago, hell no, 2020, you ain't funny either. Get the hell out of
But
here.
I mean, first impressions in our and what we do with the comment.
Yeah.
That also you got to be careful you get in front of too.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
the right time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
it happens. Like you'll get in front of somebody 4 years in, and then you walk into a show 9 years in. They might not take a peek at your set because they're stuck with this impression.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't go in it with that open mind, that comics get better and better as time progresses.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a really difficult thing. It's a lot of drive, perseverance, and knowing what you want from it.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah.
we have different goals, you know. So,
Yeah.
but you know, it's the same hustle,
yeah.
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
grind.
it
It's just on different levels, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's plug this show again. You got to say it again. It was March 5th, right?
I like
At the
that sweater,
Apollo.
man. I got that same
Thanks.
sweater. My niece got me like an army green color for Christmas, yo. No lie.
Yeah, but look at it.
You
Look at the
rocking it
sweater.
though, man. I like
This is what I hate. Look at this sweater. You see these points right here?
yeah.
You know, that's because it was hanging. Yeah, it was hanging. I hate that.
Mine's been on hanging
Don't
for a
hang.
month now.
Yeah, don't hang my shirts. 'Cause this is what happens to
That's
me.
a
See these
metal
po-
hanger.
Yeah,
You got to use a plastic
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I have a happen.
I got
all the
the.
time.
I got like it looks like like I put shit under like they did in the '80s. The old
Why are you
ladies. you know, they
complimenting his outfit? What's
Yeah.
wrong with mine?
Come on,
Come
man.
on.
You killing it, baby. I'm
Jesus
about
Christ.
to pass you this shit. You better catch it.
I mean, your shit's
you better
classic,
give
man.
it back. Okay.
I mean, I don't have much rhythm. I snap and listen to Sinatra. What do you
Yeah.
want from me? Jesus Christ.
Your shit is classic though, man.
Nah, that shit dope, man. I like it, man. It's fine. I got my shit buttoned all up to the top. This is just fucking shit for school. Crazy.
yeah.
When I first started comedy, man, I don't know. I just wanted to look different. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to look like a street dude. So
Yeah.
I took all my dad's blazers from the basement and started wearing them on stage. These are all
Yeah.
like tweed shits, like different plaids, like bad blazers, yo. Steve, you might have seen me in one of these, man. And they were itchy too, man.
Yeah.
But I
don't
was just
remember.
they didn't fit right, man. They
Were they
all-
the blazers
and
with the
they were
with
all
the
second
patches
hand
on
for
the
him
elbows?
too. They
Yeah.
weren't second. They was like fourth hand for me. But yeah, man, with the patches, some of them needed patches.
Yeah,
They didn't
man.
have them. But I would wear that shit on stage, and I wore it like a couple of times. And then Wid, the host at the Laugh House, he was like,
I just seen
shout
Wid.
out to Wid, man,
Ah,
legendary
Philly
Wid, man.
comedy legend.
Yeah, but Wid was like, I like what you're doing, kid. You look clean. You don't
Yeah.
look like these other guys. And he's like, just keep that look. And I was like, oh, really? And I just kept wearing this bullshit
Yeah.
every week. I came up, showed up, like and then like another comedian, Lawrence Killebrew, he was just like, hey man, I think you look like an ass.
Yeah.
David James told me once, he's like, get rid of the tracksuit. Here I am.
Yeah.
Almost a decade later. Look at
Dedicated.
I took
Dedicated.
the advice.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I thought I was standing out, being different, or
Yeah.
helping my act with that, but it really wasn't me. It was
Yeah.
dumb as shit, but it took me a while to stop, because I didn't like when he said it. But
You gotta be yourself.
I really,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I just
gotta
stopped.
wear what you
Yeah,
normally would
exactly.
wear. I mean,
so I just
you know.
started wearing fucking whatever I was wearing at work or whatever, you know what I mean?
So you hung up the
Like,
blazers.
believe it or
and-
not, I
yeah.
wear this in public. I like this.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
You know what
hell
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, and this is what the fuck I wear.
Yeah.
Khakis and button-up shirts. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this is what it is.
I don't have a style, man. My style changes all the time. You know, it's like I don't
Cool.
even. You know, my whole life, man. I'm always just, you know, I like that. I'm gonna wear it. I
Hey,
don't know.
Nice.
I'm the
Hey,
same way.
fluid.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Fashion fluid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. Hey, man. So anyway, March 5th at the Apollo.
Yeah,
That's some
it's
awesome
going down.
shit, brother.
It's going down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna get some titty sweat.
Yeah, congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
man.
Wait, are you guys going to film that?
Hell yeah, we're gonna film that. Yeah, and I'm gonna be filming that, and it's gonna be available on YouTube or something like that. I'll put it out there.
Yeah, you got to put it out there, man.
Yeah, but hopefully, later on this year, I'll be, working some other things out with some other auditions for some bigger shows.
Yeah, man.
Coming up. Yeah. So
Well, hey,
I
man.
mean, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, man. This year, just working with the kids.
Yeah.
We've got some more things happening at Philly Improv Theater with the kids. A couple kid showcases going on. I'll be at Grizzly Pear in New York on January 31st. Shout out to Kenny Warren. He's the booker out there. So thanks for hooking me up out there, because a lot of clubs didn't rock with me first.
Yeah.
Until I kind of snuck into the game, because it's hard in New York, man.
New
Yeah.
York clubs are hard.
Yeah,
It is,
crazy,
yeah.
man.
It is.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, got that going on, and then got a bunch of just shitholes I'm performing at.
Yeah.
In between.
Well, you always got to fit in.
Oh
the
hell
shitholes.
yeah! Oh, shout out to the shitholes, man.
Usually the
They-
shitholes pay.
The shitholes pay better than the big clubs, actually.
That's right.
Yeah. So shout out to the
I
shitholes.
thought that's what we do.
Yeah.
They keep my lights on.
Yeah. The
so-
shitholes need you.
Yeah,
The big clubs don't. Right?
Yeah,
You know, it's like-
exactly. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Hey, man, thanks for coming, man. And I'll tell
Thanks
you
for
what,
having me,
listen,
baby.
Bro,
Yeah,
my man.
man, this is
We gotta-
cool, man.
we got to have you back on as your career keeps
Oh
going.
no,
and
man!
all.
Hey, I'm gonna just be in here. Set up a little.
Yeah.
I'll be right there on the couch, baby. You know what I mean? Just something. We set up a little food time in the back or something.
Yeah.
It got to be relaxing though. That's just,
Well, we talked about it too. I mean, we had you in. We want everybody to know who you are and stuff like that. Next time, and we plan on having you come back in, it's just going to be three friends talking and stuff like that. But we wanted everybody to know who you are and
Word.
just
cool.
get it rolling.
Hey,
man.
next time
So,
we're gonna talk about
listen,
who you are.
Yeah, well, listen.
We're gonna,
You know what? Hey, I don't use my last name, right? I don't use my last name in this. Chris always said I'd always say, hey, here's how, and we got to get your social media. I'd say, hey, make sure that everybody knows how you get, to find
yeah.
on social
Word.
media. And then he turned to me and goes, and how do they find you, Tony? And I was like, I don't want anybody to find me. They can find Steve. But I was always like, no, man, they'll send that all your way, Chris. I'm good, man. I like staying incognito.
But since we're talking about it, yeah, I can be found on social media on
Yeah.
Facebook under Lamarr Todd. That's Lamarr Todd. And also, you gonna put it right there like that?
Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it's
right
gonna be on the
there.
bottom.
Okay, all right. And then
You can put it
also,
hey, put it anywhere you want, man. You want it right here or where?
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like
doesn't
that.
matter.
All right. But yeah, man, you can, anywhere. It's always Lamarr Todd. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram and on Twitter also. Lamarr Todd.
And Steve, how do they find you?
At Rinaldi54 Instagram, Facebook Steve Rinaldi, Twitter at Steve__ Rinaldi. I make
That
it very
shit's annoying.
difficult.
Yeah,
I like
underscore.
Them two underscores
Yeah,
get the job
I know.
done. It's like, Steve,
it
wait
nice
for
and
it.
easy for you.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Rinaldi.
See, I always need glasses, man. So to me, that's like long line. You don't know that there's a
I
separation.
gotta figure
It's like,
something out.
Yeah, where's the long line on this?
Shit, then you gonna run into that Steve one underscore Rinaldi.
Yeah,
And you're gonna have to figure out what that's about.
I
Let's
know.
talk about this. He's gonna confront me in the hallway.
yeah. Well, at least you got two underscores. That's better than one. That's for sure.
It's gonna be your doppelganger.
You can find me right here, East Roast Podcast on everything. What other all the social medias and stuff like that. We're on there, and Again, man, it was great having you, brother.
Hey,
We're gonna have to
man,
get going.
it's
The
cool,
only
man.
reason why we're finishing this out now is because our battery's about to die.
Hey,
so.
man, nah, this shit went
We could
fast,
do this
man.
for about another half an hour with Lamarr,
Word,
but
man, this is cool,
I have a
man.
feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of you,
Oh,
man.
definitely, man. Be back,
Thanks
man.
again,
Hey,
man.
man, no problem, man. Thanks for having me,
The
man.
East Roast
Hey, that's the East Roast Podcast.
Are you
Take care of
listening?
yourselves.
You crazy mother. Damn.